Welcome, everyone. We are so happy that you're joining us. I am thrilled to introduce our special guest, Marie Carmela Favorito. Marie is the founder and director of the Universal Tao Boston School of Taoist Practices, which was established in 1986. With over 30 years of experience, she is one of North America's senior instructors of the Universal Healing Tao system. She holds 14 advanced certifications in Qigong, health, and well-being practices. Marie's teachings include meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, energy healing, and Qinate Song abdominal massage. Welcome, Marie. It's so wonderful to see you here again today.
Thank you, Sharon. It's good to be here. Thank you, Sharon, my beautiful moon sis, and to the Shift Network for having me once again.
Wonderful. I want to start with an important, intangible element of Qigong, and that is the motivation to practice. As a longtime practitioner and teacher, what has motivated your own practice, and how do you motivate your students to practice?
Okay. So one of my motivators is to be a good teacher of the Tao, to make my teachers proud. I think about my teachers and when I'm teaching, and I'm like, okay, am I representing this work to my best ability? So that's always in the back of my mind. Part of my motivation is to be a more loving human, to be a more effective, loving teacher of the Tao, and a more effective, loving healer when I do that work. I also want to be loving in my relationships with family, with even when your buttons are being pushed, to use the tools to stay in your center, to stay in my center, to be an effective, loving teacher for my students. So to be a better person in the world, I feel like this is my life work, and that's part of my motivation. As soon as I found the Healing Tao system, I knew it was my life work. I mean, I have 2 careers, but this is the one that really comes from my heart. Mm-hmm. And part of my motivation is to not only teach the tools, but to just keep practicing and refining my own tools. So there's so much to learn in Qigong from my experience and from, learning from other teachers. But in my experience in learning to listen to my guides and use the tools in an effective, creative way, Qigong is the art of moving your life force. So we can be playful with it, creative with it. And so that's what I try and bring humor. I try and bring adaptability, adapt the movements. So you have one set of Qigong, another set of Qigong, and one's for breathing, and one's for structure, and one's for tendons. And sometimes it's not so simple as that. You look at your students and you say, well, I think I need a little of this and a little of that. A little standing meditation here, because people really need to be in their legs. A little toning of the tendons. So I try and be creative. My other motivations, I see the effectiveness of Qigong on my students on all levels, and how it helps them with their back, or helps them with their emotional balance. And it encourages me. It really encourages me to continue the work, because it's needed. It's not very common in this country to know about energy or Qigong. Qigong is different from just going and exercising at the gym. It's using your mind power and the movements in combination and being present, not like watching TV or reading the newspaper while you're working out, but really being present with what's inside us, our internal organs, our emotions. And we have all these different fields of who we are: your emotional field, your mental field, your energetic field, your physical body. And so one of my motivations is to get better at that. There's always something to learn. I'm never bored by it. And I want to age gracefully. Okay, yes, I want to age gracefully. I want to age and have my independence. I got to tone the bladder, tone the perineum, and do my facial exercises. So as I grow older, I am genuine about it, a genuine representative of the Tao. Help me. Because that's a tall order.
It is. So, what is it about Qigong that makes it an effective practice for self-care, and not just for self-care, but for actually thriving in life?
Well, Qigong is breathing, and there's nothing more important than breathing and moving. Breathing gives you life force energy. Moving gives you life force energy, and Qigong movements helps you clear blockages in the body. So if you think about your blood runs through veins and arteries, you have an energetic system called meridians or pathways that come from the internal organs out to your extremities through the whole body. So we want these energetic pathways to be open.
What is it about Qigong that makes it effective as a self-care practice, and even more for thriving?
Yeah, it's preventative health maintenance. It's safe. And it's empowering. It's nourishing. And it's transformational. So when we can look at transforming our energy from negative to positive, and we have the tools to do that, you start to feel the positive more. Qigong gives you the tools to return to balance, to be in balance. We come up on a situation and we want to react in a gentle way. And if your emotions are in the extreme, you can't react in a gentle way. So Qigong helps us to come back to center. Qigong helps us to stay grounded. So it helps you to be a better person.
Yeah, and that was your original motivation. Just a few minutes ago when I asked you about your motivation, really it was to be a better person. So you talk a little bit about emotional balance, and this is a big problem for people in our world. We're all thrown off very easily by what's going on around us, and we become aware when we practice Qigong that we can come back to the center. But how can Qigong help us in that process of finding equanimity?
Well, the Taoists look at the emotions as stemming from the internal organs. And in the internal organs, we have negative and positive emotions. And it's not about judging ourselves in these emotions. It's about staying away from the extremes. So, for example, in the heart, you have, for the negative, arrogance, impatience, cruelty, and the positive is love, joy, respect. And so, the extremes of the negative or the positive are not very useful. So we want to come back into neutrality or balance, harmony. So there are many different kinds of Qigong practices to help you transform the emotional energies to find that inner balance, so that we're not in fight or flight. When you're in the negative emotional phase, anger, sadness, grief, you're in fight or flight a lot of times. So we want to do Qigong or meditation and transform so that we're in the parasympathetic, the relaxed Qi state. So we are in the healing state, and we can react from a place of balance rather than if you're in fight or flight. Sometimes we react in life and we regret what we say or what we do. So a little bit of practice every day helps us keep that balance, so we're not in the extremes, so that the toxins don't build up, the energy inside of anger or regret or whatever doesn't build up. Resentment sometimes builds up, sadness and grief. But if you move, in Qigong, we can move the emotions. We can get the energy moving in the organs through the breath, through the movement, through the pathways, through connecting to the energies of nature. Some people transform emotions by going for a walk or going for a run, going into the woods. It's connecting to nature on some level. We connect to the electrons of the earth. We ground. You go into the woods and you get the electrons and the ions from the trees, and you exchange energy and you look at the beauty. And before you know it, you're feeling joyful and you're letting go. No one ever taught us how to let go. Just be positive. But how? How do you let go? So you have to find, through practice and experience. Qigong is experiential. You build a relationship with your energy, your life force, and you know what makes you happy, and you do it. And you know what practices make you happy. And you know, going to nature, going to the ocean, or going for a bike ride or a run, you're connecting to the energy of heaven, the energy of earth, because we're living in a pool of qi. You have life force in your body, and there's life force in nature, and there's life force in the stars and the moon. Everyone knows that, people get a little loony sometimes in the full moon. Everyone knows it's a little difficult to sleep on a full moon. It's lots of energy. But that energy can amplify the negative or the positive. So you need to stay in balance, stay in your center as much as possible, so that you use it use that energy.
Yeah. Marie, you have a lot of interesting experience teaching real people in real settings. You've taught in a lot of different institutional settings, including hospitals and senior centers and fitness facilities and veterans organizations, among others. I don't even know how many you've worked in, but a lot. So, what has been your experience with Qigong as a useful support system for other, more conventional healing treatments that people are going through?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing some classes and some private work with people who are using Western medicine for cancer or other illnesses. And those treatments are effective, but they have side effects. And what Qigong can do is help you with those side effects and work side by side to rebuild, because there's always a negative and a positive to medications and treatments, and your body has to rebuild. So there's no better way of rebuilding than working with your life force and your flow. And that was the title, Qigong and the Flow of Life Force. So knowing, what a normal level of energy is, and knowing, when you're really low, and knowing how to build your life force back up. So there are many different kinds. There's medical Qigong, there's healing sounds to help reduce the heat and the dampness in the body. Those are very effective. I've been using those a lot with people. The inner smile meditation to help people get into that parasympathetic state and love themselves and smile to the organs. Getting a relationship with what we are made up of, the internal organs, and how they work a little bit, and sharing as much as you know from a Western point of view and an Eastern point of view, the energetics of it. So helping people heal from side effects of toxic medications has been one of the things I've been helping people with. Doing Qigong energy work, whether it's Qigong, over the body, building the energy in the hands and helping people clear the blockages. It's been very difficult to do that this year because of COVID. So
Through the screen.
Through the screen. So, healing is vibrational. It's working with your energy. So it does work through the screen. If we connect, we're working together on some level. In my experience, it still works. People do long distance healing. People pray and have an effect. The study's done. So long distance healing is not that far off. Zoom healing is not that far-fetched. I was reading an article on how the first people on the moon, and I can't remember which astronaut it was sending a message to somebody down below. So they realized that the speed of thought is faster than the speed of light, because the thought got there before the guy got the message, before he literally got the message. Oh. Amazing. So our mind is very powerful. Our intentions. So when you build your relationship, you realize you can be dumping energy on people, or you can be transforming the energy and being responsible for making that transformation. Having some power and control to transform your health, or to help. I mean, everyone needs help. We have our team, but Qigong healing, Qigong energy work, Qigong as a practice to move your life force and keep flow in the body is one of the most important tools in the toolbox of healing, in my experience. So.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a theme during the summit that, and we know this, Qigong practitioners know this, that we all have this capacity, we all have this capacity, and, we have to remember it.
Yep. You have to believe it. Have a little faith in the beginning until you have an experience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So how about, go ahead.
There are different levels of healing, right? So it's vibrational, your energy level. So somebody's might be lower, there's always somebody who has more energy than you, or a higher frequency of energy. They can help you. And no matter where you are, you can always help somebody. Mm-hmm.
So how about helping us?
I would love to.
So if you could share a practice with us, that would be awesome. Okay.
I want to focus on having everybody know how to open the gates of the body, and the hands are the easiest place to feel energy, right? In the hands, you feel your yin and your yang, your hot and your cold, your left and right energies joining. How to unify your energy and open the gates so that you can connect to heaven, connect to earth through the feet and the perineum, and connect to the energy around you. And then show you how to do some simple movements that you can do to open your body, to heal yourself. Let's start with the practice. Separate your feet shoulder width apart and just stand. Be vertical and be unified between heaven and earth. Relax your joints and stand. So use your mind power and relax the back of your neck, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your hips and your hip joint, your knees and your knee joint, your ankle joints. And begin rocking over the center. In the middle of the foot is bubbling well, kidney 1. It's behind the balls of the feet in the center. And so we're rocking a little bit forward and back of that. If you think about children, they never stop moving. So as you age, Keep that in mind. Never stop moving on some level, even if it's just slightly slower. Now, bring your hands out and open your palms and the soles of the feet. And as you're rocking, breathe right into the center of the palms. Feel like your hands are in the earth. And you're rocking and you breathe into the center of the feet. Bubbling springs. And you feel like you're really connecting to the powerful yin energy of Mother Earth. When your hands are down, you connect to the earth through the hands, the feet, and your tailbone. Feel your tail spiraling, extending down into the earth. So opening the flow in the body, the flow of your own energy. Just take a moment and touch your crown and put both palms above the crown and spiral. And then open up and bring your palms back together and spiral and open up and receive the energy of heaven. And bring the hands down, washing the energy, the vibration of heaven through the body, washing heaven and earth energy, and washing the earth energy up through the body. And just lift your chest, look up, receive. In fact, open the palms and turn and turn and turn. Just keep your knees supple, turn and turn. And then just holding the hands here in this field, the upper field, and let them wash down. Washing down. And back to rocking and breathing into the palms and the soles of the feet. Starting to feel the energy from inside coming to the outside, from the internal organs, through the energy pathways coming into your hands, inside, down the arms to the hands, inside, down the legs to the feet. So let's just take a moment to bring your hand here to your thymus gland and tap. Turn your palm up and just brush the energy down. Turn the hand over, brush the energy up. And let's do that a few times. Energy brushing. And then come back. Brushing down, brushing up, brushing down the yin, brushing up the yang, and tap. And now brushing down again, brushing up, brushing down, and brushing up, brushing down. I usually do some tapping too. I'm just trying to be practical here with time. Tapping and then brushing. So gentle tapping, 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 tapping. And now sink down and stand up and bring the hands down. Sink down and brush the energy down. Feel like your palms are open, like wide beams of light pouring through your body, or like laser beams pouring through the body. Okay, good. Come around to the kidneys and tap your kidneys. And you can tap a little stronger. And brush down the back of the legs. And brush up the inside of the legs. And again, from the kidneys and adrenals down the back of the legs and up. That's the bladder channel and coming up the spleen channel. And one more time, up and down. Also get your legs nice and strong. And sometimes you find yourself yawning or burping. It's all part of the opening process. And now hands in front of your lower field. So this is the abdominal lower field, sometimes referred to as the lower dantian. And this is the middle field, middle dantian, the heart field, and the upper dantian, the brain field. And coming down. So we're going to open side to side, expanding what we call referred to sometimes as a chi ball. It's your energy field here. Your lower energy field, abdominal field, medicine field, right here, original force, opening, expanding, and condensing into the center. And so as part of the training is using your mind power to really go deep inside and then expand, because it's useful sometimes to bring your energy out, and sometimes it's useful to bring your energy in. But this helps to clear this field. And now let's come up to the heart field and open and expand. So you lift the chest, the sternum, sink the chest ever so slightly, opening here, relaxing. Inhale and exhale. And you can combine the heart sound. You inhale. The heart sound is H-A-A-W. Very gentle, vibrational sound that helps to clear the heart. Inhale, exhale. And then we're going to come up to the brain field and open up and expand and go into the center. The center of the crystal palace. You have your pineal, pituitary, thalamus, hypothalamus, all your major centers for keeping your endocrine system, keeping your brain connected to your body, and balancing left side of the brain, right side of the brain. And that's what we're doing here, left side of the heart and the lungs, right side of the heart and the lungs, joining together in harmony, left side, right side. Intestines, ovaries, testes coming together. And now bring your hands out and center. Center. Join your energy together, coming down through a very important channel called the central channel. It has other names. Let's just keep it simple. Central channel is the center of your 3 energetic fields. Feeling a nice connection so that inside your 3 fields, you have a nice flow as well as outside. And joining the energy of your body, left side, right side. Whenever you feel scattered, this is very useful. Bring your energy together. And you'll feel less scattered, more grounded. And let's come back to here, the belly, the kidneys, encouraging more grounding, going down the back of the legs and up the inside of the legs. And connecting left side, right side. It's another way of doing it. It's a little brain gym exercise. Okay. Now, let's work with the chi ball some more and the hands, the center of the palm. And we're going to work with large intestine 4, this point here, between the index finger and the thumb, right here. So when your hands are together like that, you separate. And that helps you feel that point. So the center point and this large intestine 4 point. So here we go. Opening, playing with the chi ball in your abdomen. And now let's hold the chi ball like this. So we have your thumb is relaxed, the large intestine 4 facing your solar plexus here, and the edge of the palm, the small intestine point, facing your pubic bone or just above it or somewhere close to it. And then we rotate And just circling the chi ball, building the chi ball, rotating the chi ball. Everything's circular. Our bones are circular. The energy works in spirals. Circular. Moving the energy right here in your lower dantian, one of the most important places to really keep your vitality strong. Your navel energy, sexual energy, kidney energy, all foundation energies. Kidneys and adrenals. Creation energy. Energy from the kidneys that keeps you grounded and centered. Okay. And now, let's hold one hand in front of the navel and the other hand right on top. And then bring one hand to the solar plexus and the other hand follows. And one hand to the heart and the other hand follows. And one hand to the throat and the other follows. And one to the third eye and then it follows. And one to the crown and it follows. And I call that follow the leader. And now up and down, spiral, and feel that energy move from your crown down through the center of your three fields to the perineum, and down to your legs, the back of the legs, into the earth. That's another way of bringing that heavenly energy in. And now we come down, one hand at a time, third eye, throat, heart, solar plexus, navel, sexual center. And now one more thing. That large intestine 4. Spiral up. This is the chi elevator opening, that functional channel, conception vessel, yin channel. Very important for all of us to keep nice and good flow in it. And then rotate and coming back up and back down. So 2 major points to work with, the palm and this large intestine 4 point. And then open up, turn the palm over, and gather your energy at the navel and spiral. Spiral, collect, and reverse, and store the energy. And brush and tap your feet. And that's all the time Sharon's giving me, except we were supposed to do this one.
Marie, you're so joyful. You make me smile. Thank you. That was really great. And I really felt, the internal flow. And I hope other people felt that as well. So how do people reach you? And do you have anything coming up this summer that people should know about?
Well, people can reach me through my website, universaltaoboston.com. So Universal Tao spelled the old way, TAO.com. And you go to that website and you sign up for my mailing list, or you go to the Study With Us menu. It's a drop-down menu, and you'll see classes, workshops, retreats. Hopefully someday we can have them again soon, and that's where you'll find everything. Don't have anything planned for the summer quite yet, but I will. If you join the mailing list, you'll get a mailing. I don't send out tons of them, so don't worry about it. I won't bug you every day, but I would welcome you to be a part of classes, workshops, and also there are courses on that website that you can purchase. If you can't do live, you can study at home. So study at home courses, and that's in meditation, Qigong, Tai Chi, etc. Thank you for the opportunity, Shift. Thank you, Sharon. It's a wrap.
Thank you, Marie. It was great. It was a really inspiring and fun session. And we really appreciate your being here. And for all of you out there in the audience, thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon.
Woohoo! Thank you.